Hi everybody, how's it going? So I have another video for you today. We're doing a Happyland studio fragrance. This is called Hinterland. I think that's how it's pronounced. I want to say quickly before I get into this video, thanks everybody for watching. I know I've been kind of absent recently, but I'm back. I'll have a lot more videos. I know I've been saying that, but I really will. Don't know what they'll be on. You know, I do a whole bunch of different stuff, but I just wanted to say that. Anyways, Happyland, Hinterland. It's been kind of a while before, well, I think it's been a couple months. For a while there, EJ Wells was doing like one a month or something like that. But yeah, Hinterland. This is supposed to be like a transition between summer and fall kind of scent. Um, and I did, this isn't really a first impressions because I've smelled this already. But yeah, I just wanted to do this video. So I'm going to read to you the description in the notes. It says Hinterland, which means the land behind, celebrates the transition of summer to autumn and can easily be worn in both seasons or any season. And the notes are citruses, musks, white florals, herbal notes, woods, almond, ambergris, and a dash of honey. Okay, so I'm going to spray this, and since I've already smelled this, I'll let you know what my thoughts are. My thoughts are kind of meh, because, well, I don't know. I don't really care for this one. Um, the opening is actually, I should say, everything about this fragrance I find to be quite pleasant, but it's not something I would ever wear. So I can't get too excited about something that is not going to be a cologne I'm going to wear on myself. It's just how it is. Typical Happyland stuff, it's extremely strong. It will fill a room with one spray. This is only a sample, but you know, I have a bajillion full bottles. These things, they just blast your face with mist. It fills a room. Nothing to worry about there. The opening of this is kind of smells like citrus, musk, and I guess it lists herbal notes. I think the herbal notes are what I'm smelling. The opening of this has got a touch of a synthetic vibe to it. I get a touch of that kind of musk that you get from dryer sheets. I know that's kind of a negative thing to say, but that's kind of how it smells. I don't know what that musk is. I smell it often, and maybe it's galaxolide or something. I don't really know, but I remember galaxolide smelling kind of fruity as a musk, but I'm not honestly sure. But yeah, it kind of smells like fruity dryer sheets, but then these herbal notes create this sort of tea kind of vibe, slightly like a smooth tea. And it kind of reminds me of like hairspray or a shampoo or something. I can't say that this is the best opening I've smelled from him. Personally, it doesn't. It smells a little. I don't want to say the quality is bad. Like it's not horribly synthetic or anything. It just kind of smells like shampoo, kind of, you know, or like some sort of unisex sort of grooming product. It's not bad, but I'm not crazy about it. Now, that's what that smells like to me. Now, the dry down, I don't have it on hand, but I know what it smells like pretty well. The dry down, I think, is very different. And for on one hand, having this be a summer fall fragrance kind of nailed that in the execution of the fragrance because it smells very distinct from the opening to the dry down, which is quite cool. So the opening, as I just said, it's this kind of citrusy herbal sort of. It kind of smells like herbal essence shampoo or something like that. So not unpleasant, but not very exciting to me. You know, not quite what I'm looking for. The dry down starts to take on what I think it actually takes on a bit of a soapy smell. I would never describe this as a soapy scent, but it does take that vibe on, and it has this cherry honeyed almond smell. And what it really smells like to me is like those really nice honey almond soaps. If you've ever smelled those, you kind of sometimes will smell a bar or hand soap at a hotel, like that kind of luxury honey almond soap. I remember the smell very well when I go travel for work. I live in Airbnb sometimes, and they always have that soap. Okay, I don't know why, but they always have this like Italian linen and honey almond soap, and that's what that smells like. So it's actually quite nice. It's well, I'm not really getting that now, but that's the dry down. I really like that, but there's one thing about it I don't like, and that there's quite a bit of florals in it. There's also some woods in it underneath, which I really like, but there's a lot of florals, and what that does is it makes it smell like a perfume. So to me, it's less of this unisex sort of honey almond soap vibe that I really like, and more just like a woman's perfume. And I just can't wear it. It is way too feminine for me. It's not sweet, like it's not like some young bubblegum sweet sort of perfume. It smells quite mature, not old school, but just mature. But it just smells like a female cologne. It smells like a woman's perfume, and it's too sweet for me. Excuse me, not too sweet. It's just too feminine for me. I think a lot of women would really like this, but I think maybe the opening is because there are those herbal notes, but there's also some green notes that are a little masculine here, a little sharp at times too. I like that, but I think that might turn some women off. The dry down, I've seen people saying they love this, and that's great. I just find this to be a perfume. It's not really for me. I would wear this if that if a lot of florals were removed and it had that sort of honey almond soap vibe, right? Um, Kind of reminds me of um, I can't remember Paisley Dreams, which was a flanker of Paisley Sky that had a lot of that like oud and musk kind of vibe taken away, and it kind of was more sweet throughout. It had a lot of ylang ylang in it and everything. Liked that one too, but again, way too sweet. All right, that one was more sweet, but too feminine, right? More of a perfume. And I also felt the same way about Cripple Creek. Surprisingly, I felt that one was more suited for women. So I don't want to come off as negative because I do think it's well made. There's a little synthetic vibe going on. I just dropped that, but it's just too feminine for me. And that's really all I can say about it. I've been, I don't want to say negative about the past releases, but I haven't been quite as excited about this house as I have been just because all the past releases haven't really done it for me. There's always something I like about them, but there's something I don't like that is really just keeping me from wearing it every day. And I feel that way about two of these other releases. I guess I'll tack these on as a bonus. I don't think I've talked about these. We have Mad Anthony, which was his last release. Mad Anthony, really cool little thing with the guy with the tricorn hat. Black matte finished bottle. I don't like black bottles because you can't see how much juice is in, but I do. There's something about these matte kind of painted bottles I like. Um, this one, again, like the others, really cool, but there's something in it I just really don't like and I can't vibe with. This one, when you smell the cap of this one, it actually smells like an 80s cologne a bit. It kind of reminds me of Drakkar Noir actually when I smell this cap. But when you spray this, it's totally different. Nobody. I don't really think anybody's talked about this opening the way I smell it. So maybe it's just me, but it smells like carrots. It really does. It reminds me of Blue Fire, where it had that bizarre, like bitter tea note at the top. It was odd. This powdery iris tea note, and then this, we have a similar bizarre note of like carrots, very warming with old school spices and stuff. And it's just like, whoa, I was not expecting that. As it dries down, it becomes more of a soap. But it always smells like old school. And when I say old school, this reminds me of something that would be worn in the 1700s or the early to mid 1800s. And I think with the theming, and if you read the little blurb, go back and read the blurb about this, that probably was his intention, and I think he nailed it in that aspect. But again, there's just some weird shit going on in here that just doesn't work for me. So I consider this kind of a wild card scent, kind of like Blue Fire, where I don't love it. There's some weird things in here that I don't like. But if I'm not going out and I don't know what to wear, I'll probably wear Mad Anthony because it's just so unique. So yeah, that's Mad Anthony. I don't have much more to say about it, but yeah, it's a unique one for sure. Then we have Wonderland, or Wunderland, however you want to say it, which was a springtime release. And I like this one the most of the past releases. I like it more than Hinterland. But again, there's some things in here I just don't like. The opening of this, the opening is wonderful. It smells like fresh mint. And I mean one of the freshest, most realistic mint scents I've ever smelled. And as a matter of fact, a quick anecdote, my backyard has this huge patch where it grows fresh mint. It grows like weeds, probably is a weed. So whenever I mow my lawn, I just get this blast of, you can imagine, right? Just cutting thousands of plants of fresh mint. Smells awesome whenever I mow my backyard. That's what this smells like. It's that realistic. There are some masculine sort of fougere like green notes in here. And there's also a dirty kind of earthy vibe. Not very strong, it doesn't smell dirty, but it actually smells like you pulled a plant out of the ground and if you took a whiff of the dirt. You kind of get those sort of vibes in here. So the opening of this I think is fantastic. Absolutely wonderful. Here's my problem. It becomes very sweet. The longer I wear this, the sweeter it gets. And I start getting this kind of, I don't know, to just start getting this kind of minty sweet vibe. And this is not a clone of this particular fragrance, and I don't think it was even inspired by it, but it does remind me of Versace Eros in the dry down at times because it's that really sweet mint. I don't like Versace Eros, and I don't like the dry down of this because it's just way too sweet. It kind of almost at times comes off like mint candy or those green gummy mint wedges that your grandma always used to have in that old ashtray that you could like kill somebody with, like in like the what I'm talking about, like something you'd find in a Clue board game to kill Mr. Body, one of those big ass ashtrays. That's what I would see this as at the dry down, those mint candies. That's what it smells like. Now I like that, but it's too sweet, and I wish it was linear and stayed the way it was at the top. Maybe in the future, who knows? He's made some flankers, and I thought that was a really cool idea that he was making flankers. You had Paisley Dreams, and you had Home for the Holidays decaf. I thought those were really good. I would like to see a flanker of this with a lot of sweetness removed, where it's much more dry. He's done stuff like that. I think that would be a good idea. And if that were the case, I would say that this is one of the best spring colognes I've ever smelled. Again, with all of these fragrances, I need to reiterate to you that I don't think they're bad. I like them, they're just not for me. I can't wear them in daily use. It's going to be a very rare occurrence that I wear them, but I do like them. I do like many aspects of them. And of course, with all fragrances are subjective, so your mileage may vary. You might really like this. So I recommend you try it. The only reason I kind of expressed my disappointment is because I was hoping for some cool ass spring fragrances from him, some summer ones, and I just didn't really get them this year. You know, I do tend to gravitate towards winter stuff, and I personally think that, this house excels the most in those sort of scents. So I'm kind of hoping for stuff like that. Diabolique, Food de Fafa, and Amberland and Happyland Signature. Those four are some of the best fragrances I've ever smelled. So I'm kind of hoping for stuff like that with a different spin on it. More in the Diabolique line, because that one had some crazy cool masculine vibes going on. But that's that. Not the most positive, but hey, that's how it is. Some people, they just love everything. I don't know. I don't want to get on a whole tangent, but I just feel like people love everything these days, and I don't. So I just wanted to tell you that. But yeah, it's all good with me. I'm not really. I'm wearing a couple colognes. I'm wearing my ISO E Super. I started wearing. I'm pointing like you can see them. I started wearing Burberry London again because I love that scent. But yeah, that's that. Everybody, you have a great day. I always love to hear from you. Let me know what you've been wearing and what you've been up to recently, and I'll catch you next time. Have a great day.